And the other one, it's okay to let go. Just before this worship, after the breakfast worship, somebody came up to me and goes, "Oh my gosh, I've got to make a decision right now. Do I go here, do I go there?" And he was just laughing with me. He goes, "Oh, I know this other thing that I don't want to do is going to be more helpful for me and the family, but there's this other one that I just want to do." Oh, dang it. Okay. We go through those struggles all the time. It's when we do not have a clear measuring stick, I believe, that our lives are turned upside down, that our lives get messed up and out of control, and we do not know what to do anymore, and just take things into our life randomly. But Paul says, here's the thing in your life. When you're making these decisions, it says, do not seek your own advantage, but that of others. That's tough. Can you make decisions in your life that would help other people and not necessarily you? I know there's a lot of parents here, a lot of older people. Let me kind of reinterpret that passage in our context. Because I know a lot of parents are always thinking, "Oh, I don't think of myself anyway. I'm always thinking about my kids. And my life is so busy with kids." Think of that passage this way. Do not seek your own child's advantage, but that of other people's children. Isn't that tough? That is tough. Not think of my child first, but think of somebody else's child first. Then this passage becomes a huge challenge. I know that's tough. It's not easy for me either. As we've been talking about in this series, I've been changing my prayer. Not just about, "Oh, God bless us, bless my children, keep them safe," but really praying about, "God, show yourself to my kids." And I pray that they will do what you want them to do in their life. And that's a huge challenge for me. Because I want my kids safe. I got 2 little girls. No matter how old they get, they'll always be my little babies, right? Just like that. Right? They'll always be my babies. But I really believe that when we have our children understand that we are going to take care of other people, you know what? They become less self-centered. They will begin to understand that they are not the center of the universe. And more than any other lesson, that's one of the big lessons that our kids have to learn. That your life as grown-ups do not revolve around theirs. And I'm not saying that we got to neglect the kids, the younger people, but what I'm challenging you to do is this. For you and your kids to think about the well-being of other people together. About doing something for the benefit of somebody else. Okay? That's a huge inheritance that you will pass down to the next generation. It's not about who you are in your job. It's not about who you are, about where you live. The greatest inheritance that you will pass down, the spiritual inheritance, is your passion for God. Is your love for God. And for them to understand that no matter what we do in life, it's not the job that defines us, but that it's God who defines us. Too many people lost in their jobs. Too many people defining who you are by where you live, by what you drive. The greatest spiritual legacy that you can pass on to your next generation is your passion. Passion for God and passion to do His ministry. The past few times, we have a feeding ministry. We go out on the first Thursday of each month to go downtown and feed people. And the past few times that I've gone, when I went downtown, I saw Jack with his daughter Trinity. And it was freezing a couple months ago. And I saw Trinity with her little hat on, and she's shivering, she's standing there, and as people come by, she would hand them a fork and a napkin, or she would give them a little candy or something like that, and say, there you go. And, the people would look at her, and they're like, all the homeless people, they're like, oh, thank you. And this past Thursday, I came out again to the church to see them cooking and take some pictures, and Trinity came out again. And she brought somebody different. She brought her mom. And I saw a mom and her daughter cooking food so that they could go and serve the homeless people downtown. And Trinity, she's still in elementary school, right? She's like that. And she's cooking meat on the stove to take downtown. And she's so cute. But, I couldn't help but notice that she's so short that she had to literally tiptoe, be on her toes to reach high enough to cook the food. And I'm watching her, and she is staying on her tiptoes and cooking. I said, wow. That's a great legacy that we're passing on to the next generation. I want to challenge you guys to begin thinking about what kind of legacy you really want to pass down. What kind of an inheritance you're preparing in your life for the next generation. And Paul, in his life, when he starts talking about food, he said, whatever is sold in the market, eat it, because don't worry about it. If somebody invites you over and they're not spiritually clean, go anyway. And whatever they put before you, it's going to be spiritually dirty, but eat it anyway. Because you're not there for the food, you're there for the people. Right? But Paul says, if somebody comes up to you and goes, hey, don't eat that, that's dirty. You go, oh, don't eat it. Why? Because you should be thinking about that person too. Think about this person, think about that person. And following Christ puts us all over the place. And that's the way it was called. And I think that's why this language here is just all over the place. It's confused. And Paul is saying, I am living my life not for myself, but for other people so that they may come closer to Jesus Christ. Whatever I do, I'm going to do it so that people can come to know Him. The last verse, be imitators of me as I am of Christ. The kind of life that Paul is talking about is a life of complete surrender to God. Surrendering and saying, God, and Paul knew he wasn't perfect. Everybody, no matter where he went, people would accuse him. That's Paul, the guy who used to kill people. That's Paul. Everybody was always cautious around him. But Paul, he was broken. He knew what people were saying. He says, God, I'm going to surrender myself to you. Do whatever you want with me. Take my heart. Do whatever you want. Whoever you love, let me love them. Wherever you go, let me go there. Paul was giving his heart to God and willing to love the people that Jesus would have loved. Willing to do whatever Jesus would have done. The question and challenge is whether we can begin to live that way today. Whether we can begin to live that way today. I believe that you can. I believe that you can. I know that we can. I believe when you start living that way, you will not doubt that God is in your life. You will experience God on a regular basis. You will not question what God's will for your life is, because you will be doing it. It's only when we don't follow Jesus on a daily basis we begin to question where He is. We begin to question what's God's will, because we're pulling ourselves out of it. I want to challenge you guys today to just kind of pray out to God and say, God, take my heart and just break it. I want to invite you guys to bow your heads.